reversed. Go around, get a shot inside the car.
Hey, back away.
I got it, I'm back.
Will this be on television?
Morning news, if it bleeds, it leads.
I'm starting a TV news business. I film breaking stories. Maybe you saw my item this morning with fatal carjacking.
No, I mean, I don't have a TV.
Excuse me, I have something you'll be very excited about.
You have a good eye. I want you to contact me when you have something.
Something like this.
Think of our newscast as a screaming woman running down the street with her throat cut.
You will be seeing me again.
Jack, I'm so pleased to see you again in New York City. I'm so pleased because I like so much your new movie. Your character is so complex. The story is so great. I mean, it's so difficult to define this movie. It could be a serial killer, a drama, character-driven, thriller, a lot of things. Maybe for yourself, when you say, okay, I have to do this movie, it was difficult even for you to try to describe the movie.
To describe, yes. To do, no, immediately.
I know, to do, I'm sure, because it's a good one.
Immediately, I was in. He says such good dialogue, and he's such an individual in a way that I'd never read in a script before. The way he spoke, the way he behaved. But I think those are the interesting films where you know, it's sort of slipping out of your hands as you're trying to describe it. You know, it's constantly morphing and changing, and the organism of this movie, its own personality, unlike a lot of films made. And tonally, yes. Tonally, there are moments where you're laughing, I would hope, and are simultaneously disturbed. And then asking yourself at the same time, why am I laughing at something that's disturbing? And what does that say about me? I think it has a lot of different themes running through it all the time.
TV news, what happened? No, I think it was a head-on collision, and then there's a guy who's dead who's over there. There's a woman who's
Did you see what happened?
Am I supposed to help move? I didn't see what came after.
Can you tell me exactly what happened?
Will you get the camera out of my face? Get it out! I'm trying to talk to 911. No, it's at... The guy's down.
You try to understand the character you play, or it was not necessary to try to understand this guy?
If you objectify him, you could never play him, you know? I thought of him as an artist. I think the movie is about the birth of an artist, at least from when I played him. I looked at him dealing with crime scenes and filming crime scenes as if he were a cinematographer, as if he were really learning an art. And I think the beauty and excitement of that for me really drove me, and I think mimicked his excitement. And I looked at it like a Damien Hirst sculpture, you know, when he's moving things around to get the perfect frame. It was as if he was creating beautiful art.
Yeah, like a painter or photographer. I mean, yeah.
And there are a long history of extraordinary photographers who not only do the type of job that Lou Bloom does in this movie, but also create art.
At the same time, it's a great movie for me about the American society. Headline news. The TV is difficult right now. I mean, making a great information, because now with the mobile you can shoot everything, everywhere.
Yep.
And you don't know. I mean, it's also the subject of the movie.
Yeah, I think that times now, due to the fact that I guess you call it citizen journalism, right? That's what it would be called.
Absolutely.
It's changing, and news is changing, but more than that, how it's covered is the need and the want for it. And I think that's what I'm interested in this story, is how are we as audience members, not just watching a movie like this, obviously consuming media, journalism, how are we complicit in the creation of this? A lot of times we could say that's so disturbing, but the want is created by the audience. You know, that my character in this movie is enabled by Rene Russo's character, who is buying the footage. She is enabled by the station heads, and then they are enabled by us. So we have created Lou Bloom, and I think that speaks to why I love this movie.
You have to make money to buy a ticket. That's sometimes a movie, and you have to buy a ticket to win. I mean,
if you don't have a ticket, you can't. Yeah.
But I mean, it's a good resume for.
But I don't know. Lou might actually not. He might try and win even without a ticket. But yeah. He takes these corporate ideas, these sort of slogans and way of speaking and way of motivating, and he turns it on its end. I mean, I always say about him, there's nothing that he says I don't agree with. I agree with everything he says. It's just what he does that I'm a little wary of. But I really agree with what he says.
Excuse me, sir. I'm looking for a job. I'm a hard worker. I set high goals. My motto is, if you want to win the lottery, you have to make the money to buy a ticket. So what do you say?
No, I'm not hiring.
You are so great on this movie. I mean, you lost the weight, 9 kilos, and you are like this. Very mysterious. And I like so much because you play this character the first degree. It was important to play the character like this all the time.
I wanted the audience to feel his hunger. I wanted the audience to feel, because this is a hungry character, figuratively and literally. He's of a generation, I think, where, particularly in America, jobs are changing. There are not as many, and the idea of what a job is changing just due to the internet and everything available. And I wanted him to feel like he needed to survive. And then also I wanted to just feel figuratively hungry in the scenes. I wanted to feel when I was acting with another actor that no matter what I was doing, they didn't understand where I was. You know?
Yeah.
And so that went into every exchange. And that made me feel, it gave me permission as the character to be ruthless, you know?
Why hire you? Sell yourself.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. Well, I'm Rick, of course. I took 3 buses to get here. I finished high school. I need a job. I'll do pretty much anything. That's me. Hi, Rick. So.
What's your address, Richard?
I don't have one, right? Not a permanent one, I mean, right now.
You're homeless.
I was for a while.
You trick.
Work the street? No.
Wasn't a question.
I'm straight.
Plenty of straight guys trick. Do you have a driver's license?
Yeah.
Do you know Los Angeles?
Yeah, I grew up all around here.
Can you start tonight?
Doing what?
This guy is all the time the gray area. It's not black or white. It's always gray area. I mean, it's very exciting, very rare to find a character like this.
Yes. I think he's an innocent, you know? It's a success story. What I love about the movie is that you can watch it and you can be rooting for him to get footage and not get caught. And that's where the normal narrative elements of making movies kind of play with you in this film. But the gray area is interesting for me because it's more complex as an artist. It's a more interesting place. I don't believe anything is one way. I studied Buddhism in college, and one of my professors said to me that there was a neurologist that said after death, you know, when a brain dies, there's nothing. And my Buddhism teacher said, well, just the fact that there's nothing is something. And that's
okay, philosophy now.
No, but I really I think that characters are like that too. You can play a guy who's just bad, but then how are you playing him? He has to believe that he is doing something good. I just don't think that about humanity. I think that there's very complex, and that's why I love acting.
Do you have a cell phone?
Yeah.
Does it have GPS?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Congratulations, you're hired.
Okay.
Your job will be to listen to the emergency radio, learn police codes, help navigate, and watch the car.
Okay. And what does it pay?
It's an internship.
Today we are in New York, but the location of the movie is LA. And you think LA is another character of the movie? Because I like so much how Dan Gilroy shoot LA. Like Michael Mann, you know, sometimes the same atmosphere, same universe. You think so?
I think this movie, in comparison to a movie like Collateral or Training Day or those types of films, it shows the kind of backside of Los Angeles, that sort of loading dock area of LA and the Valley, and Robert Elswit, who shot the movie, who's shot many Paul Thomas Anderson's movies, and you know, There Will Be Blood, and there's an atmosphere to the look of the film that is sort of the star of the movie. You know, Los Angeles is the lead character. And without LA and the look of LA, I don't think Lou could thrive. Like those colors that come out in the images, kind of what he feeds off of. And yeah, I would say LA is really the star of the movie.
Fuck! Did you get it? There's people dead in there!
7A27, I'm behind vehicle, we are in pursuit. 7A27, roger. All units on all frequencies stand by.
Aim the camera at the car and start filming.
7A27 is in pursuit northbound through the alley of 187. Suspect vehicle is a black Escalade.
Rick, start filming!
It reminds me sometimes of End of Watch, because it could be also a documentary style.
For me, there's a strange 180-degree view of it, because I was with the police officers when I was researching End of Watch, and there would be stringers and night crawlers who would come film when we were working with them. And then I was on the other side doing it for this movie. And there is this strange sort of similarity to the camera, but there's a composition, there's a composure to the image in this film that is very different, and I think more mature than in End of Watch.
Right.
And I think it's that maturity that makes it psychologically more terrifying, you know?
Yeah, because your character is terrifying, in fact. I mean, it's a very frightening movie also. I mean, like I said at the beginning of the interview, could it be a serial killer? I mean,
yeah. I think Louis' ambition is his drive, but yeah, I think he'll do anything to succeed, but I believe him that he will probably, you know, run a huge media empire one day. He's just the right person.
Northbound, 70 miles an hour. Approaching a fresh red.
Steady hands, Rick.
7A27.
Red light! It's a red light! Red light!
We're approaching a red light.
Oh, shit!
3, 2. Black Escalade. Give me an ETA on an airship. Area team responding with a delay from mission. Stand by. Heading northbound western, south of Sunset. Approaching another fresh red. Suspect is 20.
I like so much your choice since many years. I mean, I'd have watched this movie, Prisoners, Enemy. To be honest with you, I prefer when you accept to do a movie like this, that Prince of Persia or something. So maybe it's something for you. I mean, you prefer maybe making a movie like this, so huge blockbuster, sometimes a little bit boring, and you prefer maybe making a movie like this right now in your career?
Advice is always accepted. The doors are always open, so thanks. I mean, no, really, no. I feel like someone once told me that you should never stop being a student. And, you know, I have tried my hand and been lucky enough to try my hand in a lot of different types of movies and different types of characters. But I mean, to me, it's just about finding characters that have a depth, something that feels human and complicated and that I can be honest in. And like you were saying, I mean, not just good, not just bad, but...
More complex.
Complex.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And
like life.
Yeah.
Because life is complex.
I'm a fan of documentary filmmaking. When it comes down to it, that's really where I love movies that exist in that area. And I love watching and behaving in a similar way. And I think there's a beautiful thing when fiction can kind of meet that type of storytelling. And doesn't mean it can't be beautifully made, and it doesn't mean it can't have extraordinary images, not like you're just trying to catch moments. But I think that that's what's in my heart, is telling stories with real behavior. We beat the police.
What do you want me to do?
You know what to do, Rick.
I'm making a movie right now with Jean-Marc Vallée, and the way he shoots, the way he makes his movies is wonderful. It's about the reality of the moment, whatever that is. You know, there is no lighting, There's no makeup, nothing. We come in, we put our wardrobe on, and we go and we shoot
Just the camera and running, yeah.
Yeah, we've done our preparation. We bring with us what we can, and then the moment happens, and then he captures it as it is, and if he gets it, he does, and if he doesn't, we find it somewhere else. You know?
Yeah.
There's not a falsifying of the moment to try and get something. It's about letting it express itself to you, and that's the most inspiring to me.
What do you have the Canadian and French director? Because you're two movies with Denis Villeneuve, one with Jean-Marc. It's a good thing.
I know. I don't know.
Your French touch. I mean, the
I'm
Canadian
moving closer. Yeah.
You have to go to come to Paris.
I'm not all the way, but I'm getting close. I just feel like there's something about their spirit, the sense of real humanity, and then also I think no fear of the darker things in humanity. They're also some of the kindest people I've worked with as collaborators, and their respect for acting is just beautiful. But I also just worked with Antoine Fuqua. We just made a movie about a boxer, and I worked with Balthazar Kormakur, who's Icelandic. To me, it's not necessarily cultural as much as it is just about human interaction. But I know something unconsciously has led me over to the French Canadians, or them to me, or vice versa, or us together. I'm not sure, but I'm proud of it.
Mr. Dover, what? You need to take care of yourself and your wife. That's the best thing you can do right now. That little girl is gonna need you when she comes home.
Kid's gone for more than a week. Have half as good a chance of being found, and after a month, almost none are not alive. All right? So forgive me for doing everything I can.
You know what? It hasn't been a fucking week.
You're right. Day
hasn't been a
fucking
week.
6. Day 6. And every day, she's wondering why I'm not there to fucking rescue her. Do you understand that? Me, not you. Not you, but me.
Everybody speaks about Hugh Jackman character and performance, but I like so much also your performance in Prisoners. It's amazing. So calm, so, like Mr. Nobody, you know? You played this cut like this, and you're amazing on this movie.
Thanks, man.
No, really, believe me.
Thank you. Well, it was very different, because in Enemy, we were just exploring and experimenting all over the place. We'd go out to dinner at night, we'd figure it out, we'd come back, we'd reshoot it. There was no order. It was total chaos in a beautiful way. But with Prisoners, he would say to me, look, it's not the same. I'm not allowing you the same room. We can't collaborate in the same way we did, but here's a box. Within that box, you can do whatever you want.
Great.
And let's play.
Like a kid.
Yeah. It wasn't as big of a box, but I made a mess in there. Yeah.
So every time it depends on the project and the director?
I want to be able to give everything to my director. And I want to be able to have a relationship when I'm committing to something. It's almost like they're a leader, they're my leader, so I'll go do anything for them. It's about that relationship. One of the things with Denis Villeneuve is that he was so loving in a way, but also demanding in a wonderful way of me.
Like the Enemy movie, I mean...
Enemy movie, and then also
amazing.
We did Prisoners and stuff.
Yeah.
There's just a sense of our relationship where he was courageous enough to be intimate with me, and so I would do anything for his movie.
I'm Detective Fanieri. I think you withheld information.
That would be a very unprofessional thing for me to do.
It would be murder.
I want what you promised me. I want something people can't turn away from.
911, what's your emergency?
We want all of this.
Oh, my God!
I think Lou is inspiring all of us to reach a little higher.
So the next step's going to be maybe making a movie in France with a French director? Because no, you're so close, a Canadian one.
I could never do it if I wasn't speaking French. So that would be incredible. I would love that.
Yeah, because sometimes you have Europe sensibility. I mean, for me, you have very European sensibility.
And I love French hours.
Merci beaucoup, Jack. Thank you very much. It was a great pleasure to see you again. Thank you
so much.
Merci.